Every physical thing that I own in the entire world fits into these 2 suitcases. This is for me about boosting my mental health through simplicity and freedom of mind and lifestyle. I'm going to show you what's in these bags, go through it piece by piece, and talk about the process that I went through about simplifying my life over many, many years and the reasons why that I chose to do so. So here is the first of the 2 bags that I own, and let's open it and let's see what's inside. I'm going to start on the right side. And over here is everything from growing up. The first example here is stuff from college age, when I was younger, and basically just a bunch of pictures when I was in the school newspaper, when I lived over in South Africa. Then here we have SH. This is senior high school. This is, again, mostly pictures here. I got some stuff from when I ran cross country and track. This is junior high school. A few pictures in here, not too much. Yearbooks, so this is my junior high school yearbook. Childhood pictures, so here's an example of me as a little boy, and as I'm growing up and getting older. Oh my gosh, my shirt's so wet there. We also have some yearbooks from elementary school. And this is my first ever book report. I think I did a pretty good job. Let's see, mathematics and verbal talent, Johns Hopkins, when I was in 1996, so I was like 13 years old. Different awards here. Oh, I got a B+. Not too bad for my Army Ants project. This is now getting to the PhD. This is UCLA to Harvard. This is my time teaching in 5th grade in California with my students there. But that was a really great experience. Stuff from when I worked at the University of Pennsylvania, both at the Children's Hospital Philadelphia and the Museum of Archaeology and Anthropology. These are collectibles from my time in Japan. And finally, I have a little thing on Costa Rica. On the left side over here, these are just personal documents that I have, and this is some things about me growing up. This is gifts from my parents. These are tapes when I used to do theater in high school and college. I actually want to convert these VHS tapes over to digital so I can eventually get rid of these things. These are really, really precious to me. This is my Japanese notebook. I would carry this around with me everywhere I would go. My Chinese notebook that took me over 2 years to make, and it has thousands of words that I learned over the years. If you speak Chinese, you can laugh at my Chinese writing. Let's look at this one here for B for baby. We have a few here. We have baby, baby, and bao bao. Next is my high school diploma, high school yearbook. This is my PhD dissertation from UCLA. I basically spent several years going through a lot of the stuff that I own and trying to narrow it down to stuff that really meant a lot to me, that maybe if I have kids one day, I'll be able to share with my kids, or if I get married, with my wife, and things that I want to look back on when I'm an old man. Besides that, everything else I felt like I just didn't need. It wasn't important to me. I have good memories, but I whittled it down to the most important moments, and really amazingly, I somehow got it all to fit in one small suitcase. All right, so let's get started. Here is the second suitcase of everything else that I own in the world. Inside of here is my GoPro stuff. This is, yes, I do blow dry my hair. If you have never blow dried your hair before, it actually makes it look way better, but whatever. Don't judge. I have allergies, so this is my nasal spray for that. Next, this is the first half of the magic bullet that I use every single day. Some small things here like a sponge and soap. Of course, you need suntan lotion. I do lots of running and exercise, so this thing is actually for working out your calves and working out your quads. So everything inside of here is what I use when I go to the gym. So you need your hand straps for using heavier weights, my boxing glove, of course you need your jump rope, and we got our COVID mask, water bottle that still has water in it, a towel for cleaning up, and finally a lock for the gym. And here we have the stuff that I use every day. So we have vitamin C tablets. Of course, you need your D3, suntan lotion, and all the good stuff you would see, including, of course, my bubble gum blowout. Next, I have another bottle for my shakes after the gym. Inside of here are my beautiful Asics running shoes. Next up, and inside of here, my Apple laptop my protective case. I do have a light for when I make videos indoors, and inside of here, my passport in a protective case, my sunglasses, storage unit here, a charger for my phone. I am allergic to seafood, so these are EpiPens. I also have Benadryl for seafood allergy, an adapter for my Apple, my earbud, and toothbrush and toothpaste. I always keep that in my bag, especially now I have braces on my teeth. That is it. That is inside of my smaller bag. So what's left? We have another charger here. This is my power bank that I use to recharge everything. I use baby lotion on my face, so this stuff's great. I also use baby shampoo and wash, Burt's Baby Bee, so I can save $1. All right. This is a gift that I received from somebody to make cocktails. So if you were a big cocktail maker, I used to be a bartender, so this is kind of a memorable gift that I keep around. And that is everything on the right side. And we just have one more side to go. Here we just have a belt, socks. You can use this for playing music, some cords associated with the GoPro. So I have 2 hats here. All right, so everything you see here is all of the clothes that I own in the entire world, except for what you see here. I actually only own 2 pairs of shoes. I own these shoes, which I like to use in the summer and so on. When I'm up in Boston, I do have a pair of boots that I recently got rid of, so I might need to buy a new pair if I go back there. We'll see. And these slippers right here. Next up, this is for my laundry, and this is easy and portable. And the cool thing about this thing, before we get to the clothes, there's actually one more thing in here. Yes, this is that important to me. This is my NutriBullet. I use this to make shakes once or twice a day. This keeps me super healthy. This is all the clothes that I own in the world. Most of it's winter stuff. First thing is my jacket. I do have a nice Barber jacket. And just because I don't have a lot of stuff doesn't mean the stuff that I have is low quality. This is a pretty expensive Barber jacket. This is something I've had now for several years. I'm probably gonna have it until I'm an old man. Next, inside of this bag is all of my workout stuff. I have my shirt here, another workout shirt here, shorts for working out. I usually work out between 1 to 2 hours every day, so this is really important to me. And now we're down to the end of the tour, where these 3 things are the only 3 pairs of pants that I own in the world. Oh, and actually these are also my workout pants for when I go running in the winter. And I only own 2 pairs of shorts. Shirt-wise, I own 2 simple t-shirts. I also have just 2 button-down shirts. And finally, we have the sweaters. I have my workout shirt here, which I love, keeps me super warm. This is one of my favorite ones here, I've had for years. USA Polo. Another thing I'm trying to do is not wear anything that has a label. So things that are universities such as Harvard, Penn, UCLA, I want to get rid of those things over time. So I'm not going to replace something like this. If I do, it's just going to be a plain gray sweatshirt top. You're not representing some brand, either a company like Polo or a university, which is also a brand. You're just living your life. You're doing your thing. This is a cashmere sweater, UCLA sweatshirt, and this is for my current postdoc at Harvard Medical School. So that was a quick tour of every single physical thing that I own in this world. I want to go through a quick Q&A about a few things that you might be curious about in regards to what I just showed you. First thing, do I own a car? No, I do not own a car. I really hate owning a car. You have to pay for car insurance, car payments if you don't buy it outright. There's damages to the car. If you live in big cities like Los Angeles, you're paying money per month for parking. Cars are just a hassle. With the convenience of things like Uber and Lyft now, I just don't feel a need for a car. If I need to go somewhere for a long time, I don't have to worry about storing it. I understand that a lot of people need a car. You need it for work because of where you live in a more rural area. Totally cool. This is just a choice that I'm making. Usually I live in areas where I don't need it. either the more urban or the places that I can walk everywhere I need to go. Why do I own such few things? That is a great question. The things that I own, I really want to love and I want to enjoy, and I don't want to have a closet full of things that I never use, that I don't even know it's there. When I was traveling, I learned 3 major things about simplifying in my life. Number 1, as I would travel to different countries and different places, I've been to over 60 countries around the world, I'd have to bring all of that stuff with me. And so it became a hassle where if I owned less, life just became easier and simpler. Number 2, the more that I traveled around the world, I saw that people valued things that so many other people around the world seem to have. They might spend $1,000 or $10,000 on a handbag, but I would go to these different countries and people would have the same handbag. They spend all of this money trying to show that they have status or that they are unique or that they are successful, but all these people have it, that these symbols are kind of meaningless. I also used to collect items when I went to different countries. If I went to a famous mountain, I might take a little rock, or if I go to a beach, a little shell, or if I would go to a certain country and they're famous for something, I'd buy a little souvenir from that place. And I used to have this big box of stuff from around the world, and I realized, wow, I'm carrying this stuff, and why do I have this? So I decided to donate it to a local elementary school so that these kids can have something to play with to learn about the world. So instead of these things being in a closet somewhere, now there are kids actually using them hands-on. No, I don't currently own a home. I have nothing against owning a home, but I do have friends who are homeowners, and you realize how quickly there are unexpected expenses. Your roof goes, that's going to be tens of thousands of dollars. Your water system goes, you have to usually cut the grass, you're paying all these utilities. It just seems like a huge hassle to me, especially at this point in my life, to add all that mental stress on top of myself, of things to worry about, having a checklist, keeping a big house clean, just seems like too much work. I also own so few things because I realized for myself, and again, I'm not telling anybody else to do this, I realized that it weighed on my subconscious. By having lots of stuff, worrying about changing the oil in my car, fixing something on the house, making sure that things were not going to get stolen or broken, that they need to be replaced. Subconsciously, it's this slow drain on my mind and my energy. Just owning lots of stuff would cloud my mind. I just couldn't think clearly. I was always distracted about the next thing I was going to buy. And I realized that from when I wake up in the morning to when I go to bed at night, I have a limited amount of energy, and that each person has a different amount of energy, but it's limited, and that I want to maximize my time of doing research, studying new languages. I want to be present with the people that I'm with. I don't want in the back of my mind slowly being drained throughout the day about all these other things that I have that I don't really need, taking away from the experience right now in this moment. I like the feeling of being able to go anywhere I want, anytime that I want to, and it's easy to do. I don't have to worry about hiring moving trucks or paying extra money for baggage on the airplane. I can just throw everything together. I have everything I need to keep myself healthy and just go. So how did this happen? This didn't happen over one day or 1 week or even a year. This happened basically over the last 10 or 15 years, where little by little, I started getting rid of things that I owned. I began asking, when was the last time that I used this? Is this something that I really need? Is this something that I enjoy having? And I realized for the most part, the answer was no. I haven't used this for a long time. I don't really care if I own this or not. Slowly, as I began to donate things I didn't need to other people, I realized it brought me more joy than holding on to them for myself. People also ask me, are you a minimalist? No, I am not a minimalist. I don't really even know what a minimalist is. Everybody seems to have a different definition for it. It seems to be a new trend that everybody's into. For me, I just don't like owning a lot of stuff. I don't care if other people own stuff. It's their own lives. They can do what they're going to do. For me, having less stuff is really important for my mental health. It helps me think clearer. It makes me feel happier. It allows me to have more mobility in life and move to new places and get new experiences. With that said, there's a huge caveat. So 2 of my best friends, one is a musician, and has his own marketing company. So he has guitars and amps and different things that he uses for shows. His lifestyle and his hobbies and his job requires him to have lots of equipment. Totally cool. My other friend, Dr. Octorok Levi, he also does a lot with computers. Also a very creative person. He likes to design things from scratch. He likes to do 3D modeling. Again, totally cool. And I love to look at the stuff. I remember living in California and all of the vegans and pescatarians I would meet and how they would talk about about it's the greatest thing, and if you don't do exactly what I do, then you're somebody who's not living life to the fullest. For other people who, let's say, are artists, they have lots of paint and canvases, and for them that is their way of expressing themselves, opening up their own mind. They enjoy having those things. That's totally great. Do I recommend this for everybody? Absolutely not. I do not recommend this for everybody. I know a lot of people enjoy collecting things. If you're into fashion, if you're into art, if you're into music, whatever it is that you're into, that's great. Go for it. I would challenge you to take a look at what you have every once in a while and see if you can get rid of a few things that you might not use, or even better, that somebody else could use and would really benefit them in their lives. People were asking me about books. So I have a PhD, I have a master's degree, I'm doing a postdoc. Yes, I did used to have lots and lots of books. Over the years, I started donating the books that I had. And if there are certain quotes or ideas I wanted to keep from my books, I would create a Word document and I would keep those quotes handy as things I wanted to remember. One of my big pet peeves is having a house just full of dusty books everywhere, like a shrine of books in your house. They haven't been touched for years. They show the accomplishments of how much you've read, or if somebody walks into your house, they're amazed and impressed about how learned you are. Currently, I own 0 books. For 2 summers, I actually worked for a moving company. Every single day, I moved people to new homes around the country, and I would pick up boxes and boxes of heavy books and furniture and clothes, and I always heard the same thing from people when I helped them move. I didn't even remember that I had that. I have too much stuff. The only one that I have is this. This is my journal that I use. This really helps my mental health. It helps me reflect on the day. It helps me plan for tomorrow and the future. I also enjoy having paper and a pen where I'm physically writing something down. It helps me to slow down and think through my thoughts. So this is maybe the most important thing that I want to share with you from this video. People ask me, so if you don't have a lot of stuff, what is important to you in life? For me, it comes down to 3 simple principles. Number 1, and by far the most important, I care about having new experiences and enjoying old experiences with the people that I love. I'm with them, I want to be present. And also, the extra money that I have from not owning a lot of stuff allows me to do extra trips and travel to do places, have the world to explore and enjoy with the people that I love. Number 2, health. Every single day, I exercise between 1 to 2 hours, either going to the gym and lifting weights or going for a run. I also love eating healthy. I just feel better. And finally, number 3, the freedom to think, to learn, and to help others. Taking all the extra space that I have of not worrying about the stuff that I own, I can go out and I can think more. I can experience more, and I can engage with new people and learn about what they're going through in life, or having a conversation with someone that's new and learning about their lives, and I'm sharing my life and engaging each other more at a deeper level. So how do I spend the money that I make? If I don't spend it on stuff, where's it going? Number 1, I invest my money. I spend a lot of time thinking about different types of investments. I want my money to matter long term. Of course, I still go out to nice dinners once in a while. I still go on trips. I'm not frugal to the point where I'm not spending any money ever. But for me, it's always a calculated choice where I'm going to enjoy this night, spend a certain amount of money, and not worry too much about it. I also do spend a good amount of money on healthy food. I don't mind spending a few extra dollars, more healthy fruit and vegetables and meats and cheeses and so on. So one of the funniest questions I get, what happens when you get married and you have kids? So currently I'm single, I do not have a wife, I do not have kids. I probably will not be able to keep up this type of lifestyle. I don't want to impose the way that I'm living on my wife or my kids. If I end up having a super artistic daughter who is into music and painting and fashion, and her room is just filled with stuff, that's her life, that's cool. That's not gonna bother me. As long as I kind of have my office with my little bubble and my space and nobody can go in there, I think that I'll be just fine. How do you deal with gift giving yourself? So for me, I actually don't give lots of gifts. And again, it's not a money thing. It's just that I'd rather spend time with that person, maybe go to a nice dinner together, maybe do a trip together. I appreciate more the experiences that I have with people versus giving them a physical item. And I noticed being back in America, we have so many holidays where there's an excuse to buy something for someone else. And we don't often take a step back and ask, why are we doing what we're doing? That's one of the advantages I have from traveling so much, where I'd go to a different country, they didn't have Thanksgiving, or they didn't celebrate Valentine's Day or Halloween. And suddenly all of the stuff that I used to have, I didn't need to buy. The last question I want to answer is, how does owning so few things really impact my mental health? For me, it provides a very, very positive way of living. When I'm not feeling great, or if I'm feeling down, or I need a boost in my life, I don't have that impulse to go online and buy something, or go to the shopping mall and look around and browse. For me, having less stuff allows me to take a step back and focus on things that I really do appreciate. I can really focus on those 3 things that I mentioned earlier that do have a positive impact on my life. If I'm not feeling that great, or I need to be energized, or I'm not motivated in life, I go for a run. And for a run, I need a pair of shoes, socks, and shorts. Or I take out a $2 notebook and a pen and I write some stuff in there. Or I visit my friend and we go outside and we go for a walk together. Not having a lot of stuff around allows me to remember the things that I could be doing that I know for sure are gonna have a long-term positive impact on my mental, physical, and emotional health. I am more than the stuff that I own. I am more than the zip code I live in. I am more than the pictures I post online of the stuff that I have. So I hope this very personal video today helped you in some way. Please comment below if you have any other ideas about kind of living a more simpler lifestyle, or if you have questions or comments or advice about simplifying your life. Have a great day. Thank you so much.